Okay, this is video 2. I've got a bit of a guide here of what we're actually looking for here. I've got my lab sheet pulled up in two different things, but this is the internal sections of the heart, and right now we're going for looking at the internal sections of the cardiac muscle, which is the biggest, one of the strongest muscles in the body because it systemically feeds the entire body. Now, the pericardium you can't see because it has obviously been removed from the pericardial sac. Epicardium, however, is the outside of this heart here. You can see a pretty good layer definition between the edge there, just to the outside, and this is what gives the heart its shape and prevents it from danger. Base of the heart is here. Apex would be right here. Now, if you're looking for the apex, here's my left side over here. You're kind of looking at a few different things. Sorry, it's my kids here in the background. Addie, give them some toys, please. Now, when you're using a stethoscope to monitor heart sounds, heart is supposed to be located here, but it's actually just a little bit to the left. The right lung is bigger than the left lung, and the heart actually sits kind of a little bit above the left lung. So when you actually lay here, just above the nipple line, right here, and you can actually hear the love duct or the valve sounds of the heart, and that's where you would hear it. So now I'm kind of backwards on this, the way I cut the heart, because I actually should have cut it this way, but I actually cut it that way by accident. So the right atrium is actually going to be over here. So you see the right atrium up here in the right ventricle, and then the left atrium, and then the left ventricle. I didn't quite get into where I wanted to, but it is right down there. I didn't get into as much, but you can see all the tendons for the valves of the heart, and I'll show you some right there. It's pretty cool that you can see here. Now, the right ventricle, the function of that is to pump blood from the heart, deoxygenated blood, into the pulmonary system of the lungs for gas exchange. They receive it back through the 4 pulmonary veins. And then the left ventricle, well, that gives you the systemic pump. This is called the afterload. This is the complete pressure of the heart. Systemically, this is how you get all of your oxygen everywhere. Now, coronary arteries on the outside of the heart, you couldn't quite see. I did find one. Okay, it's right here. You can't quite see. It's one artery. The formaldehyde has probably dried them out, but I can see a lot of arterial venous structure, basically the scratch lines of the heart, where everything has shrunk. This heart has actually shrunk quite a bit. I've done this before, and it shrunk substantially compared to what it's just supposed to be a little bit bigger. Comparison to how it is in real life. I actually think I did it live at an anatomy physiology lab for a medics school. Now, within the right atrium, we've got, we'll go back here, in the right atrium over here. If you open up the right atrium, the sinus node is actually going to be up top towards here, the SA node. It's asking for something else. Give me a second. Let me just move my mouse over here. What else are you asking for there, Doc? Okay, AV node. Okay, AV node. That one's actually kind of cool. The AV node is going to be located down here in the middle of the heart. Okay, SA node is up here. This is backwards. The AV node is down here. You probably can't see it because it is microscopically small. So, in going with the valves, T, P, M, A. Toilet paper, MI, and I'm not going to say it. That's how we learned in paramedic school. So the tricuspid valve is going to be up here, and you can see the tendon A from up that way. So I'll just make sure I'm giving you the right side. I think so. Yes, I am, because I opened it up backwards. So, in the pulmonary valve, toilet paper, pulmonary veins or pulmonary arteries, the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood, which comes out of here from the ventricle. You can see the valve. There's actually the flap right there. I believe that's actually the muscle that is. And its pulmonary veins are carrying, they go to the lungs, the pulmonary arteries go to the lungs, and then they come back through the ventricles, through the pulmonary veins. That actually carries oxygenated blood. Now the mitral valve is up top here. You can see the tendon A, right? It's in the back here. You can't quite see it, but the tendon A, that is what actually holds the mitral valve closed as needed. And then you have the aortic valve. Now the left ventricle is greater than the right ventricle because that has got to pump the entire systemic to size system. Now, the actual opening ventricle, surprisingly, because I found it. I'll make sure I'm on the right side. I am. The opening is actually right. I can actually show it to you because I saw it and I couldn't believe it. But if you look up into there, up top, see the little hole right there? That's the opening. It's pretty kind of cool that you can see that. It's just a little itty bitty pulse. And I couldn't find the opening because the aorta has actually collapsed substantially. I couldn't grip it up. Let's see here if I can get it for you. But the aorta has actually most of this aorta was actually destroyed, and there's no openings that I can see. I mean, let me just check the other side of the heart, but I'm not seeing it at all. And yeah, I'm not seeing it. Looks like this was snipped off. So that you really can't see it very well at all. Of aorta. Now the ascending aorta, why is it so large? Well, this is the biggest artery in your entire body. This is what goes to systemic circulation, and it's so large because it not only it's an ascending aorta, but then it branches off to the descending aorta, and it also heads up north to all the upper circulation. Now, one last thing that they wanted to see was the intraventricular septum. Okay, this is going to be kind of fun to see that, but if you want to see it, it's actually, I cut it in half, but it's right here. Atria is up here, the other atria is over here, but so you can see right here is the septum. So hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any questions for me, feel free to come back and or ask me about it. But this is Craig Johnson for Bellevue University, and this is week 4, circulatory system of the heart. And Happy New Year. See you guys soon.